Hello, and welcome back to Clark Crawford Sports Talk. I'm going to get into Game 6 and also a few other things I want to address about the series, most notably what happened in Game 5. So let's get into it, and I'll also give my prediction for what happens in tonight's game. Now, the big elephant in the room is the bogus suspension that was handed down to Brian Abreu. Now, I want to get into if you saw Justin Verlander's interview after the game with his brother Ben Verlander, who works for Fox Sports, he puts it as simple as this. Brian Abreu should not have been suspended for hitting Adolis Garcia in the eighth inning, but MLB yet again wants to make an example out of the Astros and punish them and continue to punish them for things. But that's a later date and discussion I can get into. I will get into. Now, it's simple. Justin Verlander states in his interview, if you watch it, what does Houston have to gain by hitting Adolis Garcia in the eighth inning? I'm going to put it simple and short and quick. You're down by 2 runs, and you already have one base runner on in the inning, and that just put another base runner on. So you're down by 2, and there were 2 on and no outs because he hit Garcia. Garcia was ejected, so was Brian Abreu, and so was Dusty Baker. I'm giving you the short version. So Houston's already down by 2 with 2 base runners on. Now we know how the rest of the game goes. Ryan Presley comes in, slams the door in the 8th and the ninth inning. Top of the ninth, with Houston down by 2, Jose Altuve hits a game-winning 3-run homer. Astros win 5-4. But what does Houston have to gain by hitting Adolis Garcia, who, in my opinion, should also have been suspended 2 games? If you're going to suspend the players one way, you need to give it to both teams and both players who were involved in the scuffle. Now, I know Brian Abreu hit him. Fine, if you're going to suspend him 1 game. I disagree with this suspension, but that's another topic for another day. But if you're going to suspend one player from one team for inaction, to me, Adolis Garcia's actions were out of line as well. He's over there pointing his fingers after he showboated a home run. And to be honest, if it was intentional, the hit by pitch, well then, heck, Garcia deserved it. He was showboating, and there's one thing to showboat. You hit a massive home run in the 6th inning, a 3-run homer that gave the Rangers a 4-2 lead at the time. But Garcia showboated. I hate bat flips. I hate showboating. And he walked to first base, number 1. Like, I understand you hit a big home run, celebrate a little. But wait till you celebrate to get back to the dugout. Or if it's a walk-off or a game-winning home run, celebrate at home plate. He's over there showboating. So if the Astros did intentionally hit him, I don't ever want players to get hurt, but injuries are a part of the game. But heck, man, I may get criticized for this, but he deserved it. Garcia's over there, mean mugging. Oh, I'm the best player ever. Well, Adolis Garcia, you're nowhere near the best player ever, and you never will be. But let me get back to it. Adolis Garcia, you are not intentionally hit. You deserve to get suspended as well because he's over there pointing the finger at Abreu. He's putting his hands on Maldonado, and then he comes back after chatting with Abreu and chatting with Maldonado. He circles around back to Maldonado and starts beefing again with Maldonado, acting like a clown on the field. Just take your base, move on. There was no reason for the benches to clear, and a couple players got fined, and we're not going to get into that, but a couple players got fined. There was no reason for it, and really what you did, you hurt your team because you fired the Astros up, and guess what? You lost the game because Jose Altuve is the Rangers' daddy. I want to make that noted. So Garcia cost his team the game. It's an exciting Game 6. The roof is going to be off the charts. That stadium's going to be popping. I'll be in attendance for tonight's game, so we'll see what happens. That place is going to be popping, and it's Game 6. It's win or go home for the Rangers, so let's see what happens. Now that I got that out of the way, something to note in this series. This has everything written all over it of what happens to the Astros in the 2019 World Series. They lost the first 2 home games, and then they won 3 on the road in Washington, and then lost 2 more at home to lose the World Series 4-3. It's painful. I still think about it sometimes. The Astros should have won that World Series. This has that series written all over it. Houston cannot let themselves repeat that. They just need to win one of the final 2 games, and they're back in the World Series for a 3rd consecutive year. Now, the big question is, will history repeat itself? This is a much different Astros team. I think the 2019 team that blew that lead was better, but this Houston team is more than capable of winning one of the last two games, even though they've been one of the worst home teams in baseball. I believe they'll pull it off this time because for history to repeat itself twice like that, it's just unfathomable in my mind. The Rangers are a good team, so if they pull this off, of now this would be a comeback in their favor, then hats off to the Rangers. I'll make a video, and some point in a later video, I'll congratulate them and I'll wish them best luck in the World Series, even though I don't want them to win. But that's another discussion for later on. So we'll see if history repeats itself. As it was in game two, it's another pitching rematch as it was in game one for game five, now game two to game six. It's Nathan Eovaldi versus Southpaw Framber Valdez. An easy way to put it, Eovaldi pitched well. The Rangers won. He had that one jam where he was with the bases loaded with no outs against Yainer Diaz, Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman. And guess what? He got out of it. So Framber, for his state, he did not pitch well. Simple, no arguing it. He's been one of the Astros' worst starting pitchers, if not the worst, in the second half of the season. He's got a short leash tonight. There's no other way to put it. Eovaldi had a good, not quite dominating start. He picked up the win. Framber pitched like dog crap, and he lost. And Eovaldi, as I said, got out of the massive base-loaded jam. The Rangers won that game 5-4 in game two. My thought for tonight's game, it's safe to say whichever team knocks out the starter early or whoever jumps on the opposing team first, I think is going to win the game. I think the team that gets out to the early lead, unless it's more than 1-0, say it was 1-0 through 5, then obviously both teams still have a great chance. But I think if one team puts up a crooked number in the first, second, or third innings, I think it's going to be too much for the other team to overcome. And whoever gets that early advantage and possibly a crooked number is going to win this game. I believe the starting pitching matchup tonight, due to recent history, their last few starts, how they pitched, I think the Rangers have the starting pitcher advantage. Now, where Houston has the advantage, if they can keep the game close, and whether Brian and Brady is available or not, Houston has the advantage out of the bullpen early and late. Their late inning relievers are better than the Rangers' best late inning relievers, and their front end of the bullpen is better, not much better, but better than the Rangers' bullpen in total. So Houston has the entire pitching advantage, but if Eovaldi can get them deep into the game and get them to lead, the Rangers have a great shot of winning this game. That's going to happen. So the advantage Rangers in the starting pitching, but Houston has the pitching advantage. Now, how much longer can you keep the Rangers offense pretty quiet in this series? This could be their breakout game. And if it is, Houston's in big trouble because Framber is prone to big innings right now. And so I could very well see the Rangers winning this game tonight. Now, tonight's prediction, as for that, I have the Astros winning. It's about time they win a game at home, just going off of stats and going off of history. And now they could very well lose this game, but with the way things have gone, it's about time they win a home game. And I have them winning their 5th American League pennant tonight, which would be their 6th overall because they won 1 National League pennant, and them making the World Series. Astros win this game 6-5, and that is my thoughts for tonight's game. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all next time.